showers and clouds.
Cilj je već došao na daljinu od nekih 15 km. Odmah sam naredio da se izvrši lansiranje.
They saw the missile launches.
Roger, roger, out of the aircraft, down. Make it 3-1, make it 3-1, going down. 3-1 is going down.
First American F-117 stealth bomber crashed during NATO air raids on Yugoslavia.
U ataru sela Buđenovci pripadnici ratnog vazduhoplovstva i protivvazdušne odbrane Vojske Jugoslavije oborili su večeras F-117.
Oh dear God, keep him safe, just keep him safe.
Good morning. It's very early. It's a beautiful spring day in early May. And here we are in the dining room. I've been asked to prepare some video diaries of the Zeljkos.
Pa bilo je krajnje vreme ovdje, izgibao smo bre od ovog posla. Znači ovdje je teniski teren i sa ovim štubovima bit će reflektori. Može, meni malo? Treba.
Tibare,
Znači,
ti malo.
reflektori da može i noću da se igra.
Dobro.
A tamo gore će da bude ono mjesto za odmor sa nastrešnicom.
Kad se umore igrajući, onda da
Pa
se
dobro,
odmore.
možda neko dođe da gleda se.
So, come on, let me go show you why, one of the main reasons why it's so difficult for me to leave my home every morning to go off to work. Yellow shirt today, shaved last night. Hello, hello, bird. Hello, hello, bird.
Kad to završimo, onda ćemo taj deo samo, pošto tu stalno imamo puno vetra, onda je polje vetrogeneratora, vetrenjača, koje proizvode struju. A jednu malu će da stavimo tamo gore.
Ajde, lepe ideje.
Za kuću, znaš, sa solarnim kolektorima, tako da...
Ajde, radite.
Pa dobro, malo moramo da...
Da planirate malo.
Vidu kako je ovo, na malo.
Time to head out. Oh boy. Come on. I really must get a new flag up there.
I knew that Dale would be deployed. Before they deployed, the wives had They had a dinner or a function for all the wives just to get together. And informed us that if something happened to our husbands, they'd come to our homes and tell us in person.
So this was the fourth night of the war. We had planned 2 waves of F-117s. I was on the first wave. And there was also going to be some B-2 stealth bombers coming through later on that night. They had canceled all NATO airstrikes. So all NATO strike packages were canceled that night because of the weather. So it was an extremely challenging weather night. So the only game in town, as they say, were the LO guys, the low observable guys. And I had already done my mission study, my target study, and prep for that. But so strong on my mind was, you know what? If there was ever a night, if there was ever a mission for an F-117 to get shot down, this is the night, and my mission was the one.
It seemed like many of them really believed that the F-117 was nearly invisible, as it's rumored to be, of course, instead of just low observable.
Prvi put se pojavila kod nas informacija o tome da postoji neki avion tipa stealth tehnologije i tada je isto, verovatno na nekakav marketinški način su oni gurali priču koja je tvrdila da je taj avion nevidljiv za radar, odnosno da se on ne može otkriti putem radara. To je bilo prosto neverovatno. Nešto leti, nešto je ogromno, najvjerovatnije od metala, ne može radar da ga otkrije. Naišao sam na jedan papir gde je objašnjeno šta je tu u stvari STH-ELT, znači to su početna slova jedne rečenice koja znači da je to avion manje radarske uočljivosti. Ako je on manje radarske uočljivosti, to znači da ipak je uočljiv, samo je manje. Ako je nešto manje, to znači da treba to popraviti da bude bolje i onda će se on na vreme otkriti, odnosno na potrebnoj daljini za otkrivanje kada ćemo mi imati vremena da reagujemo.
Za vreme rata, 99. sam stalno bila sama. Znači, tad sam peglala i razmišljala o tome kako da preživimo jedan dan, a da se ne osjeti da tata nije tu, da ne znamo gdje je i da ćemo da čujemo nešto loše. Svaki telefon koji je zvonio ujutro sa strahom sam išla to da podignem.
So I taxied out to the runway, took off. My route of flight I found to be very interesting. Took off out of Aviano Air Base, Italy. Flew over, clear across from the west to the east side of Slovenia. Flew right over the top of Ljubljana, which is the capital of Slovenia, which is where my grandmother and grandfather came from. So it occurred to me, wow, you know, this is where my grandparents are from. This is where a huge part of my heritage and family is from. So I rocked my wings as sort of a wave as I flew over the top of Ljubljana. I flew into Hungary. That's where the aerial refueling tankers were. Rendezvoused with them, tanked up, filled up with fuel. So I was monitoring the primary strike frequency, and I pushed into Croatia first, and then flew into Yugoslavia.
27. marta 1999. godine, negde oko 18 sati smo dobili naređenje za pripravnost broj 1. To je najviši stepen pripravnosti u raketnim jedinicama ADVER-a. I do tad smo bili u nekakvom stanju mirovanja, odnosno ćutanja, i tek smo onda uključili raketna sredstva, pa smo onda trebali da proverimo ispravnost, da vidimo da li sve to funkcioniše. Uspeli smo da dovedemo u normalno stanje.
Saturday morning came. I woke up very, very disturbed and just really immobilized with emotion, worrying about Dale more so than normal.
And when I heard the JFAC, Joint Forces Air Component Commander, trying to call off our F-16 CJs from even pushing, I thought, okay, so now we're only 8 F-117s by ourselves, no other, strike aircraft, no other support aircraft. We did have Marine EA-6 Prowlers parked on the Hungarian border. These are the electronic combat jamming aircraft. They were not allowed to push because of politics at that time in the war. They were not allowed to push into Yugoslavian airspace. So their jamming was essentially ineffective because of the distance between them and Belgrade. So no jamming support, no CJ support, only these 8 F-117s against a full-up integrated air defense system. This is not good.
I u jednom momentu dolazi nam informacija da su ciljevi u vazdušnom prostoru. Ali kad smo uključili radar, na ekranu radara osmatračkog P-18 nije bilo signala cilja.
I did get my target. That night, very challenging because of the weather, the many layers of clouds. Off target, headed west for about a minute, 40 seconds or so, and then the aircraft turned, a very aggressive turn to the northwest.
I onda sam ja rekao operatoru da prebaci na najnižu frekvenciju, to je na lambda 1, gde smo pretpostavili da će, pošto je to frekvencija koja će najvjerovatnije ući sa tim avionom u rezonanciju, da će na toj frekvenciji da imamo avione ako su te stealth tehnologije. I upravo su se tada pojavili ciljevi na ekranu.
As soon as I rolled out of that turn, I started looking outside for the known threat systems.
I sad smo samo pratili situaciju na pokazivaču P-18, kada će on doći u zonu sigurnog lansiranja. Oficir za vođenje ga je odmah uhvatio i u momentu predaje na ručno praćenje, operatori su ga izgubili.
So just after I roll out, I'm looking, a quick look around and a quick look at right 4 o'clock, and there they were.
Uz neku borbu koja je trajala baš i ne tako kratko, uspeli smo da uhvatimo taj cilj, jer praktično je 3 puta bilo, 2 puta neuspešno hvatanje, a tek 3. put je bilo uspešno hvatanje. Kad su ga dobili na operatori ručnog praćenja, kad su ga dobili u svojim radarskim tim snopovima za nišanjenje, onda se prešao odmah na ručno praćenje i pošto je već bio dovoljno blizu, to je negde oko 15 km, ja sam naredio odmah da se lansira.
I didn't see the missiles launch because of the low bottom layer of clouds.
Praktično 2 rakete su poletele.
But I saw 2 missiles punch out from that bottom layer of clouds. And as soon as I saw those missiles, I thought, they got me.
Good afternoon. Here we are, finished with work, and on our way home. Hooray! I see our post mailbox. I'm getting home just as the others are. There's Keegan bouncing the tennis ball. They've just gotten home. Molly. Hooray, hooray. Keegan's noticing that I'm filming. Well, there's Torin in the woodshed. Let me see if I can keep this going and manage to turn the car off and escape my prison. Hello, hello. Hello, nut boy. Hello, Molly, Charlie, Lollipop. Hello, Torin, Kiernan, Shay, Zelko. On the going, in the know. Oh, hello, little fella. Are you a leprechaun? Mares eat oats and does eat oats and little lambs eat ivy. A kit'll eat ivy too, wouldn't you? Mares eat oats and does eat oats and little lambs eat ivy. A kit'll eat ivy too, wouldn't you? What is this contraption? Hello.
I know, it didn't look so big.
Hello, my beautiful bride.
Yeah, beautiful bride with the...
Let's have a kiss.
Sad ćemo da vidimo da li je Serđo završio tablu.
Baš. Evo.
Dobar dan, komšija. Je li Serđo kući? Odlično. Svaka čast. Pridrži, jesam.
Jesam.
Odlično. Svaka čast. Majstore, neću da te menjam.
I was in the absolute worst possible body position for an ejection. Under these extreme negative G-forces, thinking, you know, just very matter-of-factly, this is really, really, really bad. I'm probably not going to live. And even if I do live, I'll probably have severe lumbar injuries, a broken neck.
Gledali smo signale grešaka vođenja. U momentu susreta rakete i cilja oni su bili skoro idealni. I po tim pokazateljima, znači, izvršili smo ocenu gađanja da je cilj pogođen.
The next memory I have is being in the ejection seat, out of the cockpit, and I see the cockpit in the aircraft falling away from me. I can see the lights in the cockpit, all the warning and caution, you know, red and yellow lights falling away. There's this very interesting phenomenon called temporal distortion, where people in these very sudden, very unexpected, extreme, violent sort of events experience this time slowing down dramatically. And so what was real time, only a few seconds, seemed like it was minutes and minutes and minutes. And I was, you know, my mind, my brain was taking in and perceiving all of the micro details. I'm in the ejection seat, tumbling violently. I'm still in the seat, Why am I still in the seat? I don't know, maybe the seat's malfunctioning. I started thinking about doing the emergency manual release out of the seat. But then I thought, well, wait a minute, you know, maybe the seat is working normally, just give it a few more, you know, seconds. But then all these other thoughts, are on my mind as I'm still in the seat. One is, again, in a very light, humorous sort of way, is, my mom is not going to be happy about this. So I thought about my mom, I thought about my daughter, and again, in this light, humorous sort of way, I imagined being on the ground, kicking the dirt, and saying, "Nuts, isn't this inconvenient? I might not be able to call my daughter tomorrow on her birthday." And she was going to turn 10. Something else that came to my mind also was I was imagining, again, I'm still in the ejection seat, tumbling, not under the parachute or the canopy, as we say. I imagined standing at maybe a lunch counter or a coffee shop, enjoying a very nice, light conversation with the Serbian surface-to-air missile operator who just shot me down. And again, having a very nice, light conversation and saying to him, really, really nice shot.
Nakon jednog minut, možda jedan ili možda čak i manje od minuta, taj signal je nestao sa radara. Na osnovu toga smo znali da je taj cilj oboren. Odmah smo sve isključili i sljedeće je bilo da tražimo odobrenje od operativnog centra da se pomirimo sa tog mesta, jer čim smo lansirali rakete, pretpostavio sam da će na osnovu toga da otkriju našu lokaciju i da će moći onda da dođu da bombarduju tu jedinicu PVO.
How come I'm still in the seat? How come I'm still in the seat? Had my hand on this handle on the ejection seat that you can pull that manually opens up the lap belt, and you can try to wiggle yourself out of the seat and push the parachute out of the top of the seat. Now give it another, a few seconds. 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 4 potato. Bam! The seat pops me out. Parachute deploys, inflates, and I'm hanging under the canopy of the parachute. Looked down, thought, okay, got my stuff. Oh, survival vest, looks like I got all my stuff. Still had my oxygen mask on, took that, threw it away. Visor was gone, that made sense that it got blown off. Check canopy. And my first reaction was, yes, perfect canopy. No malfunctions at all. And then my second thought, again in this light humor sort of way, is you have got to be kidding. An orange and white paneled parachute. Glowing like a Chinese lantern.
Odmah poslije toga smo tražili od operativnog centra da nam obezbedi što pre isključivanje stanice. Uvijek je postojala mogućnost da sad zbog lansiranja raketa oni pomoću AVAX-a mogu da otkriju tačnu lokaciju gdje se mi nalazimo i opasnost je da onda avioni u niskom letu ili helikopteri dođu do naše lokacije i da izvrše bombardovanje toga i do uništenja.
Here I am flying single ship, not talking, not squawking. There's a real good chance nobody knows this just happened. For a combat search and rescue, time is the most critical element. So I thought, you know what? I need to get on the radio now. So I got out my survival radio about 1 minute after I was under canopy, hanging in the canopy coming down, probably 7,000 or 8,000 feet above the ground. And I got out my survival radio and I started making mayday calls. And I just said, mayday, 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 Vega 3-1's going down.
Mayday, 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 Vega 3-1. Mayday, 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 Vega 3-1. Vega 3-1, Vega 3-1, going down.
So I started making these calls, I got no response.
3-1 is going down.
So I wanted at least to get out that, hey, I was out of the aircraft and I'm alive.
Vega 3-1, last position in aircraft was approximately a point after target.
I remember when you're coming down under the parachute oscillates like a leaf falling out of the tree back and forth. And so I look down, and hanging on the 25-foot lanyard is my one-man life raft, my survival kit. And we were just going back and forth, and I hear this very quiet whoosh, swish, swish.
At that exact moment, I was on the couch crying and praying and just really crying out to God, please, God, let him live. Just please bring him home. Let him live. And of course, I had no way of knowing that something was wrong, but I just felt this total sense of dread. And I was so overcome, just screaming in my home to please, please bring him home, that I loved him so much and I just want him to be okay.
Roger, roger, out of the aircraft, down.
Soon after this, the phone rang. I knew that it was not good information. I had one of those gut feels that people sometimes get. You just know that the phone is ringing for a bad reason.
Oh, dear God, keep him safe. Just keep him safe.
Believe it or not, with all these airborne assets out there, AWACS and Rivet Joint and ABCCC and all these command and control and ISR, intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance assets out there, I was not able to get good two-way communication with anybody until call sign Frank 36, which was a KC-135 tanker refueling F-16s in Bosnia, happened to come up on the radio.
Magic, Vega 3-1 is calling with Mayday.
Vega 3-1, Magic copies your Mayday, but you're weak.
Magic,
Can you relay?
Vega 3-1. Vega 3-1, relay.
Magic, Vega 3-1, sounds like he got out of the aircraft.
When Frank 36 came up on the radio, he said, "Hey, Vega, Frank 36.
Vega 3-1, Vega 3-1.
And I responded. And I said, Vega 3-1, I'm going down.
Vega 3-1,
Vega 3-1, Vega 3-1, going down.
Vega 2-1, if you could start the CSAR effort.
He came back on the radio and he said, copy Frank, or copy Vega 3-1, say your status.
Go for Vega 3-1, go ahead.
Please say status for...
And I thought, I thought that's kind of funny. And again, in a sort of a light, humorous way, and purposefully, I responded, going down. As in, I don't know how better to kind of sum up my status other than I'm going down, right? What else can I say?
3-1 is going down.
And then he asked me my last known position in the aircraft. And so he said, say last known position in aircraft off the bullseye.
Vega 3-1, Frank 36.
I came back on the radio and I said, last known position in the aircraft, point after target.
Vega 3-1, last position in aircraft.
And understand, point after target for Vega 3-1.
That's approximate.
At any rate, General Lake basically told me that we had lost a plane and that it was Dale's plane. The good news, as he said, was that we knew he was alive, and that he had ejected safely from the plane. And of course, they didn't know where he was. They knew he had made the ejection and he had made this radio call. But they had no idea of knowing at that point, was he on the ground safely? Was he already captured? very unclear of his status.
Dear Lord, please let him live. Just let him live.
So, it was hard to see that on the news, exposing him like that. Just get the cameras away. He's on the ground somewhere there. And you don't want him to be exposed. He needs to hide.
Saznanje da je oboren F-117, to je ono što me hvatilo. Taj strah. Sad će oni non stop biti bombardovani.
23 puta su nas oni pokušali gađati, ili gađali nas, ali su 23 puta promašili. Mi smo promenili 23 lokacije za 78 dana, što bi otprilike bilo da prosjek da smo 3 dana bili na jednoj poziciji. Nekad smo bili čak samo jednu noć ili negde pola noći, a nekad smo bili na nekim mestima 4 dana i tako dalje. U prosjeku smo 3 dana bili na jednoj lokaciji. Promena položaja, borbenog položaja se dešavala uglavnom noću.
Zadani! Da! Na slobodi! Da! Na kraju postavi!
Nismo se čuli danima. Nisam ga mogla zvati. Jedino kad je on bio u prilici, onda je on zvao. To su bile možda 2-3 rečenice. Dobro sam, kako su deca. I to je sve.
U totalnom mraku, jer se premeštanje diviziona radilo uvek u nekakvim noćnim uslovima ili uslovima smanjene vidljivosti. Radili smo i po magli, dakle magle, ako je dan i ako je magla, onda je to skoro da je idealno isto za premeštanje, jer iz vazdušnog prostora se teško može izviđati. I bilo je bitno da se to posedanje sad vatrenog položaja da se vrši iz više pravaca, da ne bude kolona na putu koja se opet može iz vazdušnog prostora lako izviđati, lako uočiti i da se po njoj lako može izvršiti borbena dejstva. Onda je to jako dobro rešenje kada opet ljudi znaju gde treba da odu.
Bilo mi je teško zato što nisam znala gde je. Nisam znala ni da li je blizu Beograda, da li je tu blizu nas, da li je u Pančevu, gde. A deca kad su me pitali gde je tata, ja kažem pa ne brinite, tata je otišao da nas sačuva od ovih bombi što padaju po nas, on brine o tome. I posle možda mesec i po dana je došao kući. Sad sedimo i jedemo. Sad već suprug gleda i kaže, ali ja već moram da idem. U onom momentu kad smo svi tako lepo smirili se i jedemo i za stolom i sad on mora da ide. Da si kažem da će biti sve u redu, da će tata doći ponovo. Sad njih držim sve za ruke, otvaramo kapiju i sad treba kapiju zatvoriti, zato što on ide. I tako. Mi smo se pozdravili i on ode. A mi na ulici stojimo i gledamo za njim. Ode i auto i on. I opet čekamo telefon. da se zvoni, da se javi, da je sve u redu i da smo i mi sigurni. Sjećam se jedne večeri, svi smo bili u trenerkama i sad ležimo na krevetu. Ja kažem deci, dođite bliže meni, da vas ja zagrlim, da ste svi mi tu, i zagrlimo se i tako čekali dok prođe. Toliko su me stiskali noću da jedva sam mogla da spavam. Imala sam osjećaj da ću se ugušiti.
We are again on the way home now. Some of the other things that I have with me that I'm surrounded by in my car are voice recording of my wonderful, beautiful, blessed grandfather, Joseph Ryan Sweeney, who starting in 1970 started recording some of his thoughts and favorite music and recording readings from passages from some of his favorite literature with the intention that someday, posthumously, after he was long in heaven, that the grandchildren and great-grandchildren and great-grandchildren would have and enjoy. Let us listen.
On this Saturday, the 28th of March, the sun is shining, and I guess it might be safe to quote from the Song of Solomon. For, lo, the winter is past, the rain is over and gone. The flowers appear on the earth, the time of the singing of birds is come, and the voice of the turtle is heard in our land.
Top stories tonight. NATO suffers its first casualty following the crash of a stealth bomber.
I touched down there. As soon as I landed, I was starting to get drug a little bit. So I was on my back, trying to dig in my heels. Reached up, also thinking, oh my gosh, you know, a few cars were going by on the road.
My concern with going home was the phones, and they said, okay, well, you can answer the phone if you can not tell the person on the other end of the phone that it's Dale. Oh, my poor mother-in-law was just so worried, and not being able to tell her was so hard.
Of the worst things to do, you know, is put someone on the hold and say, ma'am, 1 second, I need to do something else real quick. Well, I'll get back with you. Right? But everything's okay.
Kad pročitam tamo, ne piše nigde njegovo ime, nego Neko drugo ime je pisalo.
Ovo su momci koji su nam pokazali mjesto gdje je pao avion i koji su nam pomogli pri izvlačenju delova.
Taj ponos da su to oni uradili, da je on bio prisutan. Onim teškim momentima kad sam sama i kad ne znam da li će sutra da zove, šta to znači?
Najveće opterećenje koje sam imao u razmišljanju u toku organizacije izvođenja borbenih dejstava protiv ciljeva u vazdušnom prostoru je upravo bilo kako, na koji način izvršiti zadatak, a istovremeno sačuvati ljude i tehniku.
Okay, we're going to talk about my trip tomorrow to Serbia. On my way to Serbia for the second meeting